It has everything to do with
I
politics.
disagree with you wholeheartedly. And if you
We're
want to
having an
bring
election
politics into
today.
it, I'm not going to have this argument here. Because again, I sit as a board chair right now. If this, I'm going to be all about kids, it's not about politics. And I, you know, I think that we should, I think we should move, and I'm gonna ask that we call it right now. I'm done.
Well, I'm not done either.
Go ahead.
This is about kids. This is about setting a good example that, that we can have a peaceful change in leadership, that we don't have the same person be leader or the people that they choose be leaders year after year, that there is opportunity in this district for other people to serve as leaders.
Okay.
That's exactly what this is about, and this is a good example of that.
Okay, great.
Point of order. If I could,
I
or-
just,
can
could
go
I
ahead.
say one thing first? I would like to do this. How do I withdraw my name from nomination?
You can simply state that you withdraw your name from nomination.
At this point, I withdraw my name from a board chair.
Okay. Now, can I say something? I'm confused by some of the things you're saying, Ted. I sat here and I listened to you say specifically, it's not about you, it's not about Missy, it's about change. You're being presented with the opportunity for change, and now it seems to me as if it's about change if it involves you. And I'm confused and concerned about that. So I understand your desire to be sit in the chair position, but I'm hearing two different things from when you said it wasn't about you, but now it appears that it is.
No, I'm not saying it's about me. It's about, are we going to have a group of board members continue to lead the board and just continue to pass the chair position one to another? Or are we going to have real opportunity for new leadership? And that's what it is. It has nothing to do with individuals. It has to do with who is with opportunity.
Go ahead, Laura.
I do want to just make a simple observation here is back when we were deciding on the different assignments and doing the initial board elections, that Ted did offer to Scott, you know, he asked him whether or not he wanted to run for chair because of a child graduating. And Scott did say at the time that he definitely was not interested. So now this does not feel right, okay? And I really want everybody to understand this doesn't feel right, that all of a sudden now you're withdrawing and now Scott's back in. And
I'm withdrawing because of he's asked for change and he doesn't want me as leader. I'm doing that like I did the last time, Laura.
I just really want you to understand how this really appears.
Yeah, I understand how.
Okay, because now it feels, like I said, you know, none of us were aware of this. It feels, I hate to say orchestrated, but I think that's the way this feels. Okay, and I'm very uncomfortable with this.
I'm just as uncomfortable.
I
Can
was
you
a-
address?
Yeah, I was asked if I would reconsider running for chair. I reluctantly said yes. The idea being that if I could potentially be change for everybody involved, break the tie, do it again, I was willing to do it if it was the board's will. And you know, I put the interest of the district and the board ahead of my own private wishes. I will make time, you know, to do it. Should that happen, I would still need someone else to sign my daughter's diploma because she wouldn't let me, but that's another issue. But again,
Well, I think she's asking, you had declined before, and.
yeah,
is there-
I declined before. I just thought I didn't really want to do it at that time, and I was asked if I would reconsider. I was asked if I would reconsider. I was asked if I would reconsider in order to perhaps break the tie, break the stalemate, move ahead, whatever, if I could be the change. So I accept it. If I can do it, great.
Could I ask who asked you to reconsider?
Mr. Larkin asked me to reconsider.
Go ahead,
I
Laura.
just wanted to make a comment as far as, Laura, how you were saying you feel about it or perceive it. To me, I guess I just look at it more as, it's just a proposal for an alternative to see if we can come to a consensus. And I guess that's how I view what's happened here. I'm hoping we can, get to that point. If we can't, we can't. But, that's how I perceive the motion is, can we come to a consensus or not?
And for clarification, I did ask Scott to reconsider, and it was specifically because of the things that I heard previously, that we were looking for change, I'm comfortable with Scott in that position, and that's why I asked him to reconsider. There was, if it appears orchestrated, I apologize for that, Laura, but that was not the intention.
Really feels that way.
Okay, and I apologize for that, but that was not the intention, so, take it for what it's worth.
We really talk about building trust and stuff, and this really, like I said, this is the most uncomfortable I think I have ever felt sitting on this board. And I'm very uncomfortable with this.
And I want to say,
I have no problem with Scott, with your leadership when you were
Oh, I
board
know.
chair.
I understand.
I really did think that you did a wonderful job.
No,
So
thank you.
I really did.
Thank you. I understand. Again, I felt uncomfortable too. I was asked, would you consider it? Would you reconsider? And, if possible to break the tie, and I'm willing to put myself out there to try to do
To
it.
vote again? Okay. We have to just vote. Someone has to call it? No?
and I just want to say, that, we have never gone to these great lengths to avoid electing someone. I feel disrespected. I feel put down because, Chair Lee could have resigned anytime, or could have withdrawn her nomination anytime, and it would have ended this.
As I said before, Ted, with how I felt about the leadership part, I actually talked to Scott previously too about taking over chair, did I not, prior to this? And not going forward on chair. We did this 2 years ago, and it was with the idea of change. And I moved out of the chair position at that time, and it still went 3-3. And so it wasn't about change. And again, I don't mean to disrespect you, but you asked how I felt, and I told you. That was just me responding to exactly what you asked for. And it has nothing to do with a personal issue between you and I. You and I get along perfectly fine, otherwise. But I think that we need to move forward on this at this point on a vote, correct?
Well, a question was raised on how to end debate if it does not end naturally. A member may move the previous question, which if adopted will immediately end debate and bring the motion to an immediate vote. The previous question requires a 2/3 vote for adoption, and it is not debatable.
I do have another thing to say. If we do want change, this would not be changed to have Scott as chair.
Well, Scott was never really chair for only but 1 month.
But he was acting chair for 10 months, it was?
Yeah, only
So,
10 months.
so he's had an opportunity to be chair. The reason that he was chair is because he was vice chair, and that we agreed that in event we could not break the tie, that Scott would serve as chair. And acting chair is just a title. We all know that. Scott signed documents. He fulfilled the role of chair. So Scott has been chair. You've been chair. The only person in this election who's not been chair is me. And so, if we want real change, I would urge you to vote for me again. It's been so long, and to go through such lengths to avoid electing me as chair really does not feel good. It makes me very uncomfortable as well. I promise to work with every person in this board. I've reached out to you, Missy, and you know that.
Reached out to me to talk to me about the chair position.
I've reached out for you for coffee several weeks. And so
I'm not gonna get into that debate on that.
I don't want to
Ted,
debate that
and
either.
I'm
My
gonna
point
ask,
is,
can I
is
call
that-
the question?
My point is that it will not be an uncomfortable situation to allow me to be chair. I will reach out to everyone at this table.
Appreciate that.
Yes, a motion for the previous question would be in order at this
All right,
time.
Make that motion. We need a second, right, on the motion? I made the motion. I need a
I'll
second.
second it.
Got a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion is carried to close the debate. If you could please, now we would call roll call. Please call the roll, Laura.
Member Lee,
Bardell.
Member Bardell,
Bardell.
Member Landwehr,
Landwehr,
Member Meyer,
Bardell.
Member Larkin,
Bardell.
Member Palmer, Landwehr.
Congratulations, you are chair.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now you do have to, oh, well, we don't need to switch seats, I guess. You would need to announce that there's a vacancy, and then how would we do that?
Yes, at this time, you should announce that there is a vacancy in the position of vice chair and that you're providing notice to fill that vacancy at the following meeting.
I'd like to make an announcement that there's a vacancy for vice chair and hereby giving notice that we will attempt to fill that vacancy at the next regularly scheduled board meeting.
All right. So,
All right, board topics.
I don't have any.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm not
Go
sure.
ahead,
This
Laura.
is- Boy, this is gonna be hard.
Switch around, that's throwing me off here. Okay, the ribbon cutting ceremony.
Yes?
Yes, that is not, it's not in our announcements for the Highland.
Well, we can announce it right now. It's March 5th. And we would invite public and members of the board. Thank you, Laura, for reminding us. It will be start at, what time is that, Dawn? 6 o'clock at Highland. We'll have a ribbon cutting ceremony followed by a brief dedication ceremony and then some light refreshments. And that would be March 5th.
Take lots of pictures because I'm going to be at a board meeting.
We do have Liz
Yes.
Allen coming, so there will be
Okay,
pictures.
Fantastic.
Which board meeting?
It's 9:16.
9:16.
Yeah, it's at exactly the same time on the other side of the cities.
It's gonna be
So I can't be in both places at once. I've tried that. It doesn't work real well. So, anyway.
board topics. If not, close the meeting at 9:05.